My name is Sway. I'm a rapper slash songwriter slash label owner, and I'm based in North London. I think it's really important to be an entrepreneur in this day and age because, you know, although major record labels do help allow people to become major celebrities, there's so many resources for independence right now. There's so many ways that people can promote themselves through digital marketing, online marketing, etc., that you can curate and build a fan base for yourself before going to a major. And sometimes you don't even need to align with a major, but you just need to spend some time and some research on finding out who your audience is and how you can market towards that audience. So, you know what I mean? You can use your passion and use your talents to actually become a business person without knowing it sometimes. With me, it was kind of like I always wanted to run a record label, so I always wanted to do some kind of business, but I also had the talent to make music as well as find people who can make music and sell it. So I decided to put myself on the front line and be the kind of mascot for what I represented, and that worked well for me because I ended up attracting the right kind of people who helped build a business which has gone on to, you know, help establish artists and well has worked with established artists and putting artists who are unknown in a better position to be established. Yeah, to be totally honest with you, it was a simple case of selling out of the car boot. You know, we pressed up some CDs. I had an album with a group of guys. We put some money together, pressed up some CDs, selling them for £5 out of the car, going into shops and putting them in there, and realizing it was actually that easy. There was no rocket science to it. You just make the CDs, you make the music, you get people excited about it, and you sell it. And then that led on to doing a distribution deal, that led on to having the record label, that led on to selling a lot more than a few CDs. What I think it takes to stand out from the competition is your own vision, your own unique vision. You know, everybody's different just naturally. You know what I mean? There's no one person in the world that is the same as you, that has all the same influences, that looks like you, that speaks like you. So why not use that to your advantage to put something unique into the marketplace? So really, essentially, sometimes it's just a simple fact of defining who you are, finding out who you are, picking the best elements of your character and seeing how you can use that to connect with people in order to sell whatever the product is that you have on offer. Through my online endeavors, you know, I'm always following people on Twitter and finding out who's doing what. I met a really cool guy called Paul Lancaster who works with Sage One, and we just began talking about music production, about business in general. We just became friends, and you know, he told me he was doing this event and he was down in London and would I like to be a part of it, and you know, it's great to catch up with him and also great to be a part of something that is representative of what I do as a micro business owner. And there's so many great music companies that show you that, you know, you don't always need to be part of the big machine in order to gain notoriety, you know, such as like Lethal Bizzle, you know, the way he's kind of created his fan base independently of any major label. You got the Boy Better Know guys, you know what I mean, you've got so many people that I can mention who have kind of made a name for themselves without the help or influence of a major record label, and you know, help put a lot of other younger talent in at the forefront at the same time, you know. So there's a lot of us out here doing this. I think one thing we got to be careful of, it shouldn't be about indie versus majors. There's a way that we can all work together, but it should be initially about an independent vision, because if you're trying to conform to the vision of a major machine, then you're just going to be doing what's already been done, because that's the way they operate. They don't operate with a vested interest of passion. They operate with what's going to sell and what's going to connect with the consumers that are already buying that style. So sometimes I think it's good to be able to build yourself as an independent and maybe get the funding and resources of the major machine, or just maybe major investors. So I never like the argument of it's the indie versus the majors, because there's good people in majors as well as there's good people in indie. Involve people, to find like-minded people, to find a team of people that have a similar vision and work together. There's always strength in numbers. This is you know, it's common sense. It's been like that since the beginning of time is like the more people that are working together on something, the bigger it can become. So you know, don't always feel like you need to be alone or you have to go the tough route of always, you know, don't be greedy, you know, don't always think about how much you can get in the long run, because, you know, it's better to have a small slice of a big pie than a whole slice of a minute.